What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video, and I do really appreciate for your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing, simply because it does truly help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to breaking news. TD Jakes stepped down as pastor after being mentioned in Diddy's lawsuit, man, which is crazy. Don't know the full situation, so I can't say too much on it right now, but just gonna let the video play, and at the end I'll share my opinion. So without further ado, let's just play the video and see what it's talking about.
I don't know. He also said Diddy distributed firearms and was selling drugs.
But now in this live call, God brought out that this man is not interested in women, but is bent towards males. But not only that, has harmed underage youths and boys.
I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there.
So TD Jakes is allegedly finally stepping down after he was mentioned in Diddy's lawsuit, after months of speculation. And let me tell you right now, everyone saw this coming. But what if I told you that one woman predicted this would happen 2 years ago?
Next, there will be scandals among the high and the mighty. So I saw a row of thrones seated in high positions. Earthquake hit those thrones. They started to shake, and people began to fall out of the thrones in public and shameful falls. The Lord said that Bishop TD Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church, one of the biggest shaming falls before God finally judges him in taking his life. The Lord said this man is not a straight man. He is not a heterosexual man. His name will be named by the people he has been with. His scandal will involve his sexual orientation, and God says that this is when people will finally see who they have been following with a lot of these pastors and spiritual leaders. So this prophecy came before the other one. This one is September 1st, that the Lord first said that on top of being a false prophet, on top of misleading people, on top of, he called it financial impropriety, which means that there is severe questions about what happens to money in the potter's house. He says that this man is a wolf in sheep's clothing, that this man is a Freemason, and that he is brotherhood. This is what the Lord revealed months ago in the false prophet's prophecy. But now in this live call, God brought out that this man is not interested in women, but is bent towards males. But not only that, has harmed underage youths and boys. And God says that this scandal will be named by the people he has been with. The males are going to bring out, he says, proof. The evidence this bishop will be fighting is hard evidence. And God says he will spend considerable time, considerable energy, considerable power, and considerable money to suppress that evidence so that it does not come out in the legal battles that will follow. But God said that we are going into an era where the evidence will get a chance to speak.
In a recent lawsuit, music mogul Diddy Combs is accused of sexual harassment, illegal drug activity, and sex trafficking. The suit references Bishop TD Jakes as someone Combs allegedly hoped would help improve his image. Gene Deal has confirmed that this was the case.
And he also claims that, Diddy, he was using TD Jakes to fix his image. You believe that?
Well, we saw that to be true anyway. That's what he was trying to do all that time. That's why TD Jakes was there, to try to fix his image. Ain't no money like church money. He was doing all the things to try to get his image straightened up.
I mean, it makes sense. And he also said in this lawsuit that when he was around Diddy, he seen Diddy give out guns, a lot of guns. And he said that the environment around Diddy was violent.
Well, I don't know. He also said Diddy distributed firearms and was selling drugs. And I don't know how far-fetched that is. I don't know if that's true or not and stuff like that. Maybe, Diddy man had guns around and was fronting. Because they do have guys who, if you need guns and stuff like that, call your man them over. He'll bring over 5 or 6, 7, 8 guns, and you'll probably buy them from them. They had that type of, connection with people.
The plaintiff in this case is Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer who claims to have photos and other evidence of Combs' activities. Bishop T.D. Jakes, a well-known megachurch pastor based in Dallas, is not listed among the defendants in the suit, which includes several record labels, actor Cuba Gooding Jr., Combs' son Justin Dior Combs, and Chief of Staff Christina Coram. Although Jakes is mentioned once in the lengthy suit, the focus is primarily on Jones, who is described as a victim of sexual harassment and assault by Combs. The real extent of Pastor Jakes' involvement, however, has been questioned on several occasions.
How you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and T.D. Jakes?
Man, what I think about it is this, when I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he'd have to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he'd have to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he's making the Christians look real bad right about now.
And you've been to these parties, right?
Oh yeah, I was there when he was doing the white parties in the Hamptons and the whole 9 yards. So I know what goes on at the parties. If, they probably got a little bit more freakier, as time went on, because they got to the point whereas that they didn't even care. It used to be secretly, where people used to go to, separate rooms and different rooms, and they wasn't doing that out in the public, but now they don't care. Men kissing men and all this other that's crazy.
He even had some ominous revelations for T.D. Jakes. Filed in a New York federal court in late March, the suit alleges that Jones possesses irrefutable evidence of Combs' plans to use his relationship with Bishop T.D. to soften the impact of a lawsuit filed by Cassie Ventura on his public image. This lawsuit is among several others filed in recent months against Combs, including one by Ventura, an R&B singer who accused him of rape and beatings during their relationship. Coinciding with these legal actions, news outlets have reported federal agents raiding Combs' properties and seizing guns and other items. In the lawsuit, it's stated, "As a heterosexual Christian man, Mr. Jones was uncomfortable with Mr. Combs' advances and expressed his discomfort to Mr. Combs' Chief of Staff, Defendant Christina Coram." The suit also claims that Combs allegedly pressured Jones into soliciting female sex workers and engaging in sexual activity with them at Combs' Miami home. Jones, who claims to have suffered physical, financial, and emotional harm, is seeking monetary and punitive damages, along with other forms of relief. Combs' lawyer, Aaron Deere, has asserted his client's innocence, stating that Combs will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. In late 2023, headlines buzzed with unverified allegations of sexual misconduct at parties linked to Combs, drawing Bishop T.D. Jakes into the spotlight. A TikTok and YouTube video in December claimed Jakes was involved in gay sex at these gatherings. Beanie Siegel pulled back the curtain on what these parties were really like.
Have you ever been to his parties?
Not one. Not one. Not one. Ever.
Yo, have you heard about him though?
Yeah. Yeah, you hear about them parties? Nah, that wasn't for me. No, sir.
What you hear about him?
Same thing everybody else heard about him.
During one Christmas Eve sermon, Jakes seemed to address the accusations indirectly, stating, "I will not use his sacred day and this sacred pulpit to address a lie when I have a chance to preach a truth." Despite these claims, representatives from Jakes' ministry and businesses refrained from commenting directly on the latest rumors connecting him to Combs, dismissing them as untrue. But considering how Diddy apparently makes a habit of getting as much dirt as possible on the people he knows, time may be running out for TD Jakes.
I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way, so they're not gonna speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You gotta realize, when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're gonna send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're gonna wanna know. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna send investigators out. They're gonna send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their case. So those celebrities ain't gonna say nothing. You know, you got your man Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ said that he never did this and he never did that, but ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exists, none of the people who are his celebrity friends is gonna speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
So you feel like they might be worried that they might be on tape at one of Diddy parties doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
I think that the celebrities that may be worried is because what Lil Rob said. Lil Rob said in his affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs or little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh, they just wondering who or when they're gonna let this stuff be known, if it's on videotape.
Yeah, man, I know they gotta be shook, man, after finding out he was recording everything.
But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
Derek Williams, Executive Vice President of TD Jakes Entertainment, offered a statement addressing Jakes' ties to Combs, the founder of Revolt Media and TV, a Black-owned media company that had announced plans in 2021 to feature a sermon series hosted by Jakes. Williams recounted how he and Jakes briefly attended a birthday celebration for Combs, who had since resigned as chair of Revolt. "We both greeted the family. Bishop Jakes recorded a brief celebratory birthday video and left immediately to take our other scheduled meetings," Williams stated. Any accusation to the contrary is wholly unsubstantiated, unverified, and false. In late January, NBC News reported that Jakes had become a target of misinformation generated through artificial intelligence. The report highlighted how videos have implicated figures like Jakes in the allegations against Combs without evidence and used manipulated media to depict the celebrities engaging in lewd acts and exaggerated displays of emotion in video thumbnails. The news outlet reviewed YouTube channels, posting what appears to be AI-generated fake news content about Black celebrities, and noted that some videos had revenue-earning ads for their creators. Apart from TD Jakes, it seems that J-Lo may also find herself involved in Diddy's trials soon as the ghosts of her past are now beginning to surface. I mean, she should have listened to her mom, according to Gene Deal.
Yeah, I feel you. But I want to ask you, right, how you feel about some of these news outlets reporting that, Jennifer Lopez, she was talking about Diddy when she said in her new documentary that she was in an abusive relationship?
I personally don't believe it was Diddy. I personally, because I've never seen him in a situation other than pillow fighting or like that. And I know that he used to do that sometimes to mess with the younger girls and the girls he used to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But I never really seen him act that manner with Miss Lopez, with Jennifer. Not at all. I've never seen him in a situation whereas that I could believe that Miss Lopez was hit by him or roughed up by him at all.
So what was he doing in a relationship that you disagree with?
It's no relationship I don't think is perfect, but I don't think that, like when just for instance, we would come back to the studio and it'd be a bunch of girls in the studio. And he would try to convince her that because he's a superstar, he has to have a lot of girls around like that for his image. But Ms. Lopez been around the block a few times. She been on major networks, stars, dealt with individuals and shit like that. So, what I didn't like is that they used to tag team her on discussion about these girls and stuff that used to be around that used to be disrespectful. And they would try to be disrespectful to her. And I would be put in the middle of that bullshit sometimes. And then she'd be looking at me like, yo, Gene. When in fact, I can't do anything because he's my principal. That was it. I've never seen Puff rough her up or had a situation where she came out the room looking a certain way like she had been hit or she was upset in that manner. No.
So tell me a situation where she was violated by a female.
Well, we was in the studio and one of the young ladies was overheard saying that she ain't all that. So then Jennifer was about to go at her. So Puff told me to take her home. So I took her home on this particular night and she got the jeans on, put her hair back in a little ponytail, the little bun thing, had the jean jacket on. She might have Vaseline on her ears or whatever like that, sneakers. And she came back to the studio and Puff had got them girls out of there. You understand? She act like that she was ready to do something. So then Puff had gave her a song. So they worked on the song. Then we end up going to a club called Eugene's and met up with Destiny Child and Jay-Z and Dame Dash before we ended up at the cafeteria later on that night. But she was gonna get at girls the business.
From your point of view, right, did you see any signs that Diddy and J-Lo was gonna break up? From your point of view, did you see the writing on the wall?
Well, when I saw a lot of people, a lot of investigators following us, I knew they were private eyes. Because I worked for a private eye company at that time also. That was Elite Investigation on 29th Street for between 10th and 11th Avenue. It was on 29th Street, Elite Investigation. So you know a lot of the private eyes, different private eye companies, you work with them on different other clients. One time we had Sharon Stone. So I knew a lot of the guys, and I saw a couple of guys who worked a couple of jobs with me before watching us. There was only certain reasons if they was following us, if they was PIs, somebody was trying to find out something on us. And they'll usually be following us, not when we're going to a big party and stuff like that. They'll just be following me and Puff on our days that we were out and about and we were going certain places. So either somebody hired private eyes to follow us on behalf of Jennifer Lopez, or she did.
But why you think her and her team would do that?
Somebody hired private eyes to follow us. It could have been her manager, Benny Medina. He didn't like Puff. You understand? So I could tell when, in the first meeting, when I was around him and Puff, when I was in the first meeting with around him and Puff, we was in this meeting, and I could tell how he was talking to Puff. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't so much care for Puff. So anything to get Jennifer away from him, I think he was capable and ready to do it.
And you said J-Lo mom didn't like Puff either, right?
His mom couldn't stand. His mom never took a present, a gift. If she needed air to breathe, she wouldn't take his last breath.
Now, I'm sure she must be regretting her past decisions. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.
But yeah, man, that is the end of the video, bro. That's crazy, man. That's a lot of information in just one video. TD Jakes overall, man, he's a false pastor. That's a lot of people are fake pastors. That's why you got to be careful, bro. Got to be careful because people preach God's message, and then you have to actually take a look at their actual lifestyle to be like, does this person actually live like he's of God, or does he live in sin? You get what I mean? It's really that simple, bro. You just do your research, because everybody can put on a mask once they're on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. But once you do your research and check their actual lifestyle, then you're like, what is this guy doing, bro? It doesn't match up to what he's actually preaching about. You know what I mean? He's living in sin. But overall, bro, Diddy used basically TD Jakes and Diddy teamed up and basically tried to clear Diddy's image. You get what I mean? Basically try to clear Diddy's image and clear the allegations, and it kind of worked. You get what I mean? I'm pretty sure at one point people are saying that Diddy was even bragging about it at one point. Oh, he went on TD Jakes thing, and then everybody started looking at him a different way, at a different perspective, simply because he teamed up with TD Jakes. And yeah, man, he basically used TD Jakes to clear his image. You get what I mean? In a way, because a lot of people already know what kind of timing TD Jakes is on. You get what I mean? A lot of people can tell by TD Jakes' lifestyle that this guy isn't an actual Christian. He isn't an actual preacher. So anybody who's close to TD Jakes is obviously a part of the same thing he's a part of. Let's just say that, man. And what he's a part of isn't anything good, man. But yeah, man, without further ado, though, gonna end the video here. Let me know what you guys think, and peace out, man.